Hi everyone. So here in North America, it's a holiday that's called Thanksgiving. And anyway, any holiday or any opportunity to give thanks is a great, and of course, every day should be Thanksgiving. But this is an opportunity for me to make a video, and I was trying to think about um, what can we talk about in the context of giving thanks. So the first thing and most obvious thing that comes into my mind is my teacher, which I've known since I was 14, so it's 30 years of a relationship. And when I look back at my teacher and our relationship, I see so much so many things I can be thankful for. No, I want to give you a unique perspective about the relationship that me and my teacher hold, because it's a very unique story. Uh, all stories are unique, but the only thing I can do is to share my perspective and my unique story, so that hopefully it inspires somebody or gives somebody something to think about. So I met my teacher when I was just 14 and he was 21. So try to put yourself in this situation. So it was very much like an older brother, younger brother relationship. Um, he just came back from his first trip to Brazil. He was a very talented martial artist in Israel, with black belt in karate, working with elite units in the army. So very, very ability to dissect and to teach. And by a sort of last minute decision, he was supposed to fly to Japan. Right after the army, it's very common in Israel for the youngsters to go out on some kind of journey of exploration. So he already had a plane ticket to Japan and an invitation to train in the big karate dojo of his lineage. And then in the last months of his army service, he found capoeira, fell totally in love in capoeira. And in a last minute decision, he decided to change the ticket from Japan to Brazil and have his first capoeira experience in Brazil. So this is around 1993, 1994, I'm guessing, 1992 maybe, way before internet, just so you get the perspective. And I meet him right when he comes back from this first trip to Brazil, all pumped up. Imagine a 21-year-old martial artist that just came back from a trip to Brazil, exploding with passion. And I meet him, a 14-year-old mega super athlete, ranked top 10 in America in tennis, been training all my life. So it was almost like a divine, he needed a specimen to test out all of his capoeira ideas. And I was looking for an older mentor, and that was the beautiful relationship. And we've been going on with this relationship for 30 years. And sometimes it was a teacher student relationship, then it evolved into a kind of colleagues, partners, helping each other make connections. Of course, a deep friendship also evolved across along the years. And not only him, of course, all the teachers in Israel, but he is the example of that. That is the kind of relationship we hold. It's, in many ways, we've spent more time together than we've spent with our families over the last 30 years. So we are very strongly connected, yeah, almost at a physical level. So I can go on for hours about my teacher, and I'm going to continue many, many times. But if I have to, just for Thanksgiving, to thank for one lesson, so this is one of the early on lessons. It was actually probably in my first month of capoeira, the kind of lesson or the kind of idea that was transmitted to me was like something like this. Listen, there's a great adventure here. I don't really understand everything. I just started off, but if you come together with me, we're going to figure it out, and it's going to be an amazing uh, you know adventure and amazing lifestyle. And that's basically what we've been doing. We fell in love with this art form. We felt immediately how it improves our personal being, and then we wanted to share that with others. And since the early days, it was always about the journey of discovery. And actually, the only thing that my teacher ever told me was how to learn by myself. And that is the seed of all that we're doing with all the empowerment courses, with all of the instructor courses around the world, is planting the seed of it's your adventure. You can figure it out. You can do it. Here are some tools. Here are connection to all the masters in the world, all the lineages. I was always encouraged to study all the lineages and bring back home whatever I thought was valuable. That has always been our dynamics as a community. So every year we invite as many teachers as possible from as many styles as possible with as many perspectives as possible. And we travel out and look. So imagine hundreds of teachers doing this process, going out and searching, bringing back information and bringing masters. So this was basically the furnace that was happening in my teachers academy. And I'm very grateful for that. And that is in many ways what I try to reproduce and try to um, duplicate and improve around the world. So, in extension, since my teacher opened up for me all the roads to all lineages over the years, I've been helped by so many masters and taught by so many masters. So, I want to um, increase my gratitude from my teacher to all the lineages. Okay, and thank you for giving. And if we go back the spider web from a few videos, you see that from generation to generation, there was always immense suffering. But if you notice, the trend is that every generation suffers less. And if every generation suffers less, it's because the generation before it took on the suffering by themselves. Okay. So that's also a different perspective of seeing it. Yeah, if the first generation was being murdered, yeah, and killed and total slavery, then the second generation was already in the cities trying to fight, and suffered a lot of discrimination. Then the third generation, suffered their own battles. For every generation is going to suffer because the suffering is the grace, the suffering is the lessons. But thank God, it looks like from generation to generation, the suffering is decreasing and the lessons are being learned. So, with a big thanks to all the masters that dedicated their life to an art form and did their best on a daily basis to express themselves as authentically as possible. Thank you.